This headband is like from a three-piece headband at the dollar store. It has these little smaller grooves. I put some glue and glued these inside of those so that it's like a sturdier thing than like gluing it to the top. And now I'm gonna take some plasti dip the whole thing, because I'm gonna spray paint the whole thing black. I don't know how much I've actually filmed of making these. I put tape on these to do the stripe in the middle so that it'd be straight, but the paint peeled off this paint, and also the glue broke off of this, so I'm gonna use E6000 instead of hot glue. And then I just used the vinyl. It's gonna be more cohesive and it's gonna be faster. I was originally thinking paint because I wanted it to be like light enough that you could see light out of it, because I was planning these to light up eventually. But I think I might instead just do like a ring of L wire around the outside, because although these look like they could light up, they're not like I don't know how much, if any, of that was on camera, but basically they look terrible. This was not a good idea. I should have just painted them. Just paint them. Just get matching colors. this stuff does not form around round objects very well. Alright, so this is, you know, a little bit later in the process. I've painted the stripes on there. They're very roughly painted. I did a white stripe and then a pink stripe over it, but it doesn't matter because I had L wire on them later. I recommend if you've already gotten the pink vinyl at this point in your process, to just use that because it'll look a lot nicer. But you know, you can't tell with the L wire over it. And I'm attaching little gems to the top of matching color, and they are a little bit smaller. I put vinyl around the outside first, and then I put these in the center. You can just do the gems. I just didn't know if I'd be able to get the gems in time, so I did both. But honestly, if I redo it at all, I'll probably just add the gems because they look pretty nice. So I'm just using E6000. Well, right now I'm not. I'm just, you know, finding the right colors and getting them in the spot to make sure it looks nice. And then I just use E6000 to glue them on, and the tool came with the gems, and the gems came pre-sorted by shape, and I'm using the same teardrop shape. Alright, for this, the mic part of it, I just cut floral wire. I spray painted it black, but you can start with black jewelry wire. And this set of gems also had a little flower shape in it, and I just used a pink one because Nico, and I wasn't finna put like, you know, 5 of the little gems and try and get it to fit on that tiny piece of wire. And I just hot glued it because E6000 wasn't going to be fast enough for it to go there. And ignore this thing I'm doing with the headphones where I try and re-glue it like 10 times. They were way too high up the first time I put them on my head over the wig. Like the headphone parts were like on the top of my head instead of at my ears. So because it's a child headband, so I'm just gonna glue them to hair clips instead. and make them separate pieces entirely, because they will not stay on the headband no matter what I try, because they're open on the inside and it's just a whole ordeal, and I'd rather just attach them to hair clips separately. So that's what I'm working on here. And then I attached the mic to one of the headphone, like the earphone pieces. So here I am attaching the L wire, and I'm just attaching it with hot glue, making sure the pink part is on the bottom and not the black part, because then a bunch of it is just going to be the black wiring. So I just attach it and then cut it off at the top. The way L wire works, you can just cut it anywhere, but anything that you cut off is not going to light up anymore. And the one that I got was super cheap, so it didn't really matter if I wasted some of it, and it doesn't really go to waste because you can still use it as like decoration for other things. So I just glued it onto the headband where the pink stripe was, and I made a little pocket out of fabric for the back of the headband on one ear, and put the battery pack in there, and made another little pocket for the wires. Zip tied all the wires together, and because I had a splitter on it, and the splitter was a 5-way splitter instead of a 2-way, and I only needed 2, so I zip tied all the wires together and put it in a little pocket on the other headband so that the wires were all nice and managed, and it ended up looking really cool and lighting up.